This is Matchroom for Pro Boxing fans. I'm delighted to be joined by Ade Oladipo, who I've just forced into an interview. But Ade, we've just seen the back and forth on stage. Quite an explosive press conference. How was that?
I love it. It's funny because I insisted, not trying to say this is all down to me, but I insisted Sam Jones be on the top table. Yeah. Because Sam Jones will do that. Sam Jones will stir the pot. He'll get Michael to be aggressive. He'll get Don Charles. He knows what to do. And ultimately, look, it's a pay-per-view event. It's a big arena. It needs to be sold. And there's not many better at selling than Sam. So I liked it. I think both fighters are so confident. Normally what you get a lot of fighters that talk the talk, but ultimately they're not convinced in what they're saying. Both of these fighters genuinely think they're going to get the job done.
When you look at the matchup, do you think there's almost like an element of Wardley maybe overlooking Dubois, the way talking about quitting and stuff like Dubois? Do you think there's more to Dubois in this fight than people are looking at?
No, I think Wardley's just playing games. He knows how dangerous this fight is. His team will know how dangerous this fight is. But there's a bit of truth there as well. I mean, sometimes, and we've seen it, that's the problem, right? The proof's in the pudding. We have seen when the going does get a bit tough for Daniel Dubois, he's almost a bit like a flat track bully. That if you can maybe push back and bully back, you've got a chance. But I don't know. I've seen Dubois get hurt in fights, and I've seen him push back. I saw that against Jarrell Miller, who pushed him. I saw that against Hrgovic. So it's not always the case. And if it is the case with Alexander Usyk, that's Alexander Usyk. But if you're Wardley, you have to try and get under Daniel Dubois' skin by saying these things, and it makes sense.
Look, we don't know what's going on in training camp. Obviously, Don said Daniel's back because he's comfortable here. Do you lean towards Goey comfortable, or what do you make of that whole going to Tony and coming back?
It's a tough one, right? I've always said that I think Daniel Dubois under Don Charles almost built a setup for Daniel Dubois. Like, this is your gym, and we are going to look after your numero uno in that gym. Daniel Dubois would have gone to Tony Sims's gym. So many fighters there. Conor Benn's there. George Liddell's there. Johnny Fisher's there. Craig Richards is there. You're joining the gym as opposed to the gym being built for you, and maybe Daniel just wasn't super comfortable with that. But it's okay in life to make mistakes and go back. You know, we've all done it in some way, shape or form. And I almost felt like him going back to Don Charles, almost like him going back home. It's where he got his best success. It's where he became world champion. It's where he had those biggest wins of his career. So I think as long as he's admitted he made a mistake, and obviously he would have had a private conversation with Don, then it's fine. But it is a bit strange.
Since I last saw you, we saw the news that shocked the world. It shocked me. Conor obviously leaving Matchroom. I'm going to keep it simple. Did Conor do anything wrong here, do you think?
I mean, I guess you have to ask Eddie, Frank and Barry, and they believe that he did do something wrong. If you're Conor Benn, his advisors would say, take the offer that was on the table. I mean, we're all in a position where we're easy to point fingers and say, we would never have done this. The money on offer might have changed a lot of people's minds. I just hope that they can come to some sort of agreement where they meet up and have a conversation. I think maybe Conor, when it's all said and done, will look at it and think maybe there was a better way of doing it. And maybe Eddie, in some of the interviews, maybe there's a better way of saying how Conor did it. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a behind-the-scenes conversation between the two, because they worked with each other for a decade. They made a lot of money with each other, great business with each other. But boxing is a dog-eat-dog world, man. It's the wild, wild west. It really is. And I think Eddie will be kicking himself that he didn't have a long-standing contract with, which is crazy with Conor Benn. But I saw Conor in Vegas, and I think he's a bit upset about how this has all played out. But he just got a monumental offer, and as a fighter it's difficult to turn down the type of offers. But obviously the videos of him saying he's loyal to Eddie maybe don't look as good now, but it's boxing, and I'm sure they'll work with each other again. I mean, Frank and Eddie speak, and I never thought that would happen in my lifetime, so I'm sure they'll talk again and they'll work with each other again in the future.
Sorry, just last time I spoke to you, you said everyone should be worried about Zuffa and TKO, and obviously look what's happened. Just how powerful are these guys?
See, they don't call me Mystic Ade Oladipo and Meg for no reason. Everyone should be afraid. Well, I say afraid. If you're a fighter, this is happy days for you, because, I mean, if you hear or you hear or you believe the money Conor's getting, you know everyone's getting paid. They're putting on fights. Already we've had 3 fight cards. There's a lot of talk about them coming into the UK market, getting that Sky Sports platform. So if you're a fighter right now, you're a hot commodity. If you're a promoter, you need to tie down your fighters to long contracts, because your fighters will be going. So it's who you're looking at. From our perspective as fight fans, it's the same thing. We still see great fights on great cards. From a fighter's perspective, jackpot, more money. From a promoter's perspective, it's time to batten down the hatchets because it's going to get a bit messy. But we've seen companies like Zuffa come in. PBC did it. Eddie did it when he got that big DAZN check and went to America and tried to sign everyone. So everyone's been doing it for about 2 decades. So it's nothing new. Ultimately, it's fighters getting paid to fight.
And last one, Ade, we saw the reports this morning of a $1 billion lawsuit, Frank, Sela. I mean, do you know anything about this? There's not been very much publicly released about this.
If I did know something about this, I would absolutely not say I knew anything about this. This is one of those ones that go over my pay grade, over my head, and over everything else. So I will, like most people, just wait and see how this plays out. It does sound a bit crazy, but yeah, this is certainly something I'm just a presenter. I know nothing.
Definitely, Ade. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Thank you.